my best friend Caleb had a rule. If something was too awkward to say out loud, or if we just weren't ready to talk about it, we'd say, I'll tell you later. Not no, not I don't want to talk about it, just later. It started in 7th grade when I asked why he always skipped swimming during gym class. He shrugged and said, I'll tell you later. He told me 3 months afterward. Turns out he had a huge scar across his shoulder from a surgery when he was a kid, and he hated people staring. After that, the phrase stuck. When I had a crush on someone and didn't want to admit it yet, I'll tell you later. When he got in trouble at home but didn't want to talk about it in the group chat, I'll tell you later. It was our verbal post-it note, a promise with no pressure, and we always followed through. Sometimes it took hours, sometimes days. Once, it took a whole year. But the later always came, until the one time it didn't. It was senior year, late spring. We were both burned out, coasting toward graduation. Most days, we barely even talked at school anymore, since he hung out with his robotics team and I was doing theater stuff, but we always had the walk home. Caleb didn't like riding the bus, said it made him feel trapped. So even if we stayed late for different clubs, we'd sync up after school and walk the same 3 blocks home, splitting off where his street forked from mine. It became our ritual. Backpack slung over one shoulder, bag of sour candy in one hand, dumb debates about hypothetical fights, ninja versus cowboy, bear versus alligator, that kind of stuff. That day started normal. He was weirdly quiet, but I figured he was just tired. Finals were coming up, and his sleep schedule was chaos. I handed him the candy, asked if he wanted to come over and play Smash later. He didn't answer right away, just kept walking, staring at the sidewalk like it had something important to say. Then he asked me, totally out of nowhere, do you think people change? Like, permanently? I laughed. What, like Pokemon evolutions? He smiled, but not in a real way. Just that kind of half laugh you do when your brain is somewhere else. I'm serious. I don't know, I said. Maybe. Some stuff sticks, but I think people mostly just hide it better. He nodded. Quiet for another block. Then he said, I've been meaning to tell you something. I looked over. Yeah? He hesitated, then said the thing we always said. I'll tell you later. I rolled my eyes. Lame. He smiled, but again, it wasn't the usual grin. It was tight, like he was holding something back. It's just easier. You always say that, and I always tell you eventually. We fist bumped like usual at the fork, and he turned down his street. That was the last time I saw him. The next morning he wasn't at school. Neither was he the day after that. At first I thought he was sick. Then I thought maybe he got suspended again for skipping too many classes. But after a week, when the counselor pulled me out of 3rd period to check in, I knew something was wrong. Caleb's mom had called. He was gone. Not missing. Not on vacation. Gone. He'd left a note for his parents, but not much else. Just walked out one night and didn't come back. Took his hoodie, his sketchbook, and a duffel bag. No one had seen him since. They didn't tell me what the note said. All I know is, I kept checking our text thread over and over, hoping maybe later would come. It didn't. Eventually, I stopped bringing 2 bags of candy, stopped waiting at the fork, stopped expecting a knock on my window at midnight with him whispering, dude, let's go get slushies. But sometimes, when I'm walking home